Okay, Loney did not practice. Nick Perry was limited. Chris Calippo was limited. Devon Kennard was limited. Abe Markowicz was limited. Tyron Smith was limited. Alan Bradford did not practice, dealing with a personal issue, nothing major at all. CJ Gable was limited. Mark Tyler was limited. Blake Ailes did not practice, and Nikhil Roby did not practice. Day 2 of coming out, continuing to push forward and making sure that we have the same focus that we had last week, preparing for this game, and a very dangerous team coming in here to play us. A team that on defense, when they want to go, can play as well as anybody, like they did the Oregon game. Forced Oregon to punt 11 times in that game, even with, I think, 100 degrees at kickoff. Found a way to stop them, and then on offense can throw the ball downfield with some really fast receivers. So we're going to have our hands full.
We're 8 games into Devon Kennard being a middle linebacker. How do you assess the whole move and his progress?
Yeah, some ups and downs. Has played well at times. Has played through some injuries as well. I don't think we've seen him full speed for a few weeks now, and it's kind of been a work in progress. And that move is very difficult for anyone to do, going from really a down lineman his whole life till the 4th game of last season, to going to the middle linebacker on the field almost all the time. So we look for him to continue to improve, and he's still very young.
You notice anything different from the guys during practice this week after this loss as opposed to the other ones, which were really close and at the end?
No, I think our guys understand, that every week's a new week, and what happened the week before, whether it was bad or good, has nothing to do with this week, and they've got to come back out and work extremely hard in order to play well this week.
You like what you see so far?
I do, yeah. Through 2 days, we're working well, but we still got to push, and we've got a lot of work to do for this opponent.
ASU's middle linebackers had some issues with some hits after the whistle and things like that. Have you cautioned your guys not to retaliate or get caught up in any of this stuff, extracurricular stuff like that?
Yeah, we always talk about that. Whenever there's a team with a specific guy that has a tendency, we make sure that we address that on Tuesday.
What's your biggest concern with ASU?
Well, I think on defense, their pass rush, really good defensive ends rushing the passer and have given people a lot of problems. And then on the other side of the ball on offense, their vertical passing game versus our not very good pass defense so far this season. So this will be a very big test for us. And then the strange thing about defense is they're great rushers, and then they go out last week and give up 4 yards rushing. So this was a game we're going to have to really play extremely well.
You were doing some tackling again with the linebackers and DBs. What were you thinking with that again?
As strange as it sounds, giving up the points and yards we did, we actually missed less tackles last week than games before. So we did see some improvement after the 2 weeks of working individual tackling drills with them, not against our frontline offensive guys. And so we'll continue to work on it and continue to improve, hopefully.
Is Devon being less than 100% the reason Chris Calippo is getting so many reps with the ones today?
No, we're looking at that position very closely. We were going to look at it that closely, 2 weeks ago and last week, but with Malcolm being out, Chris was the will, and so now that Malcolm's hopefully back, we're alternating those guys in there, and we're going to find out, by Saturday who we think is going to play best for us.
How important is this one, considering it's the last of the homestand?
Very, very important. We've played well at times in our stadium, and at other times we haven't. So hopefully we can play like we did versus Cal and give our fans something to be excited about.
Does this game have any more recruiting ramifications than other Pac-10 games? They've gotten a ton of guys out of Southern California.
Well, I don't think. I don't ever necessarily look at it that way. I think that they've done a great job, but I think if we do things right, they shouldn't be able to come in here and get players. The ones that if we're on them from the beginning and do it the right way, it shouldn't happen. So I don't really view it that way. But they have done a phenomenal job of coming in here and getting on kids early and doing a great job.
What kind of? Go ahead.
I was going to say, with what's going on in the pros with the helmet hits, how much of that is dwindled down into the college game, and you guys talk about it much, or no?
No, we don't really address it. It's different down here. We've had a couple targeting penalties this year, and so there's sometimes you just can't coach out of it. But obviously, we teach guys not to go for it unless it's something that happens so fast they can't control it.
How much of that though is that when you're kids, you're taught the wrong way because a lot of guys are going helmet first.
Well, hopefully that, you know, what the NFL is doing, that over the course of years of kids growing up and seeing that and seeing it happen in the last step, hopefully that'll help.
What kind of a spark has Ronald Johnson provided as a punt returner?
Yeah, really good. You know, but he should have scored last week. You know, if Blake stays on this guy a little bit longer, he'll walk in the end zone. So it's been really good to have him back there. We've faced a number of spread punt teams that sometimes you can't get very many return yards on, and you know, when he's had opportunities, he's been very good. And hopefully this week, you know, this will be a big opportunity for him this week as well. All right, thanks.